The importance of youth development for you and all that you've done throughout the years. Where do you see youth development going from where it came in the past?
Youth development is it's an ongoing project, and it's always a work in progress. Generations have changed, society has changed, demands have changed, cultures have changed, and we have to stay up with that in order to get our youth prepared to be able to function into the present society and in the future. So people who want to mentor and guide youth have to be cognizant of all the changes in our society and in the world.
How important do you think it is for people like Simone Manuel, for people like Leah Neal and Reese and all these people of color who are coming up that are new, but the past is still somewhat forgotten? Like, we don't really represent and show the people who have paved the way as much.
Oh, that's a great question. That is great. I think you have an obligation. Most people don't think they have an obligation, but you have been given a talent. You've been blessed. You developed your talents. You have become, what's the word, public property once you become a celebrity. And I think people of color have an obligation to help reach back, cross the bridge, and bring some other people across the bridge that they've traveled as well. So I really feel that you and all the people that you mentioned have some level of responsibility to yourself to continue to grasp the brass ring in life, make a nice life for yourself, to get other people to understand what you endured to get where you are at. That is the ticket. I've always given an example of at the time that Colin Jones came along and Michael Phelps. And anytime they talk about Michael Phelps, they talk about how hard he trained, how dedicated he was, how many days he trained during the year, during the season. Colin Jones was like, I almost drowned, I took up swimming lessons, that was it. It didn't talk about his training, the dedication, the discipline, his timeline, and I was very upset with that.
Mm. If you could pave a way for a person of color, let's say you have somebody at the age of 5 and you're going to get them to where they need to be, maybe Junior Olympics or Olympic trials at 18, what would be your projective path? Not just physical training, but mentally as well, knowing all the obstacles that will come their way.
Well, you have to cover things in and out of the pool. The pool, you cover the development based on their physiology, development, mental development, where they're at, and what nature gives you. You can't do sprint work when they're 5. You can't do, so you have to apply the right things to the physiological development. At the same time, you need to also work on the psychological piece. Understand why you're doing what you're doing. Understanding how it fits and how it will help you later on in your life. So me being an educator, I bring both things to the table when I coach my swimmers. Mm-hmm. And also the parents as well. You have to groom the parents. You cannot do this without the parents. I have a thing that I used to do in motivational speaking and in the classroom is a triangle of accountability. I'm accountable to my swimmer and the parent's accountable to their child and the coach and the program, and then the swimmer, and vice versa with the parents. So everybody is accountable. Okay, if one piece is missing, the triangle collapses. If one piece is missing, then you don't have a structure that is sound and that is going to withstand the trials and tribulations of life.
You mentioned the physiology of an athlete, and definitely between all the different races in the world, you have an Asian body, an African American body, an African body, the Caucasian body, and a lot of people have said people of color, they do not have the bodies for swimming. Yet you have developed so many of those unknown hidden talents and those unknown hidden athletes and swimmers that has brought through the light for all of us. What would you say to those athletes, or what would you say to the people who thought what you're doing is ridiculous, what you're doing is just for fun?
That's what I say. I just laugh. You listen to a lot of stereotypes and myths. Some of it's true, in the sense that, and I've dealt with so many people in my 50 years of coaching, where you see different anatomical shapes, but you coach and adapt to what the swimmer brings to you. You adjust accordingly. Someone has a long torso, short legs, short torso, short arms, long wingspan. You would develop a stroke that will suit that individual. You know, what Mother Nature gives you, and you work from that. There is nirvana, the perfect stroke, but who's perfect? Mm. Okay, so you want to get as close as you can to that, and you want to be as efficient as possible in developing that, and that's the name of the game.
No. Looking back to when you first started coaching, how far are you off your goal of where you thought you would be at this age, or how much more have you succeeded from when you thought you would reach?
You're good. You're good. I thought I would have someone on the Olympic team by now. Mm. Okay. I thought I would be there. I pretty much done everything else, starting from age group swimming, age group records, junior national records, some junior national championships, top 10, top 5, senior national championships, top 3, top 4 teams. So I've done what I wanted to do by not taking an individual to championships, but taking a team to championships. Mm-hmm. My whole goal was to take a team. Shows that in our community that we can organize, we can manage, we can develop, and we can grow, and we don't need them to do what we need to do. And I wanted to provide opportunity for someone who was talented, who wanted to strive to swim at nationals, that they didn't have to leave their community, go to an all-white team out in the suburbs, and they could stay in their community, be a role model to other people, and still achieve that goal. I wanted to be anything and everything to anybody who wanted to swim at whatever level it was. I wanted a program that could accommodate them without them walking away from being a role model in their community.
Very nice. Where you are, how much longer do you see yourself in the sport?
Till I die.
Till you die. Very nice. And each day you'll be striving towards that goal.
My motto is live until I die. And I'm living the dream. And that's what I retired from several jobs, and this is what I do. So,
yeah.
And I love the challenge.
Very cool. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say for future athletes who are looking at it, or people around the world who are like, we never see that many athletes, we never really see that many people of color, much less coaches of color?
Continue doing what you're doing, representing. Like I said, I've watched you for years. Okay, never got to see you in person. Coming to this meet, I've seen some like Natalie Hines and some people getting an in that I've always seen on TV, meet results. We just kept missing, based on coaching a lot of age group. So for me, it's still a treat, and like I said, I think you need to represent. You need to speak up and not jeopardize who you are and what you have going, but you need to get the word out there, especially in the climate. I know in America, with the current political climate we have in our country, it's crazy. But kids need more role models. They need more role models, and need to give them what you would want someone to have given you when you were younger, and not what someone else thinks is a role model. And that was one of my things with USA Swimming. Well, you're choosing someone. Well, how about choosing this person? Mm-hmm. And how about publicizing this person right now? They pick and choose who they want, what they feel fits. And my current thing with them was when Simone was younger. You could see her talent. Oh, you got time. I said, no, you need to market her now. She doesn't know this, so don't you tell her. Okay?
I mean.
I enjoyed what her family did for her. She didn't swim high school swimming. She just pursued USA Swimming, world-class swimming. And I always try to use that as a role model to my young female athletes, and athletes, period. That I'm not knocking high school swimming, but if you have the talent, why not be the best of the best? Don't go to a high school meet where you're swimming against kids you have no business swimming against. I just don't believe in that. Let them. There's a place for those kids. and they swim 3 months out of the season and they're having a good time, fine. You have something else at your disposal. Pursue that. And so I have a problem with that. And a lot of parents have a problem with me dealing with that, but I only think it's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Big fish in a little pond, no. Be a big fish in a big pond, and then you got something.
Yeah. Because definitely what we've seen is that perseverance changes, and it creates a character that the child didn't even know they had.
That's right.
And if you don't push them in adversity, then they don't realize it until much later.
That's right.
And you don't know what they
I
lost.
introduced you to today is dealing with that. I didn't pick him up until past September. He was with another team, but I watched him grow up since he was 9. And we're trying to develop his character, and he sees himself. He's intimidated in this environment, and his next 6 months are going to be brutal.
And hopefully he will blossom.
They're going to be brutal. That's right.
Very cool. Well, it was fantastic talking to you, Coach.
Okay, I enjoyed it. It was a pleasure.
Indeed. Oh, indeed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you made my day. Nice. Waterbound. Waterbound. Coach Ellis said, Waterbound. Waterbound.